Hey, 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 what's up? What's up? It's your girl Shasta popping on here to talk about the latest recording that came out from Miss Arionne Curry. Tell you she be talking a lot, honey. She just be talking. But this particular recording was interesting to me because in this one, she mentions Maurice and she mentions Kimmy, and she kind of touches on Destiny. So I said, okay, okay, let me do a quick little video on it just because um it's a little tea. It's not scorching, but it's a little taste of tea. It's a little bit of tea. So as always, um everything discussed on this channel is definitely alleged. It's in my very own opinion and it's definitely for entertainment purposes only. Um, if you have not subscribed, baby, what are you waiting for? I keep telling y'all it's cool over here. If you've been coming over here peeping, sticking your little pinky toe in to see what's going on, pulling the curtain back just a little bit to see, it's a vibe over here. I ain't with none of the foolishness. I ain't with none of the silliness. I get in my comments and talk back and forth with the people in the comments. I'm trying to create a vibe. I'm not trying to be on no type of messy stuff. I just want to build a nice little community where we can come and talk and people can have their opinions, whether it doesn't have to be the same opinion as mine. It can be a different opinion. As long as it's respectful, I don't care. Because we're all adults and we all have our own mind. So we're not going to be thinking alike all the time. Okay. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to come on over here. I'm almost at my goal of 500. I'm so, so, so close. So definitely, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. So in this latest recording, Ariane mentions that her and Martell ran into Maurice and Kimmy during homecoming weekend. Um, and so she stated that Maurice was talking to her. Now keep in mind, y'all, if you remember, this isn't the first time she's met Maurice. She's met Maurice before. Remember, she was the one that took the picture in Atlanta. Now, if you need a refresher about the Atlanta boys trip, or if you're kind of confused about that, drop down in the comments. I can come back with another video to talk about that whole infamous ordeal. But she ended up being in Atlanta on a guy's trip with both of the Scott brothers and Martell, and there was somebody else too on that picture. So anyway, so he knows her, and I'm sure there's been other times that I would like to think there's probably been other times when Maurice has probably seen or been around area. But Kimmy, on the other hand, had never met her, had never been around her, and this was the first time that Kimmy, I guess, had been introduced to her, whatever. Now she did not say that she didn't say that Kimmy said anything or did anything. I want to say that she just said that this was the first time that she met Kimmy. Okay. Um, but she said that Maurice said to her that she was the most famous, unfamous person to not be on TV. I was like, "What?" And she said he told her, "You you are very patient." Um, sir, what are you talking about? What is she very patient about? What do we mean? Like, are you saying that she has notoriety that's coming, that stems from all the drama between Martell and Melody, and that's speaking louder than her actual presence on the show? When you say that she's patient, is that a compliment? Or, you know, Like, are you saying that she's handled all this public perception in a good way? Or are you slick being shady? Because you saying that she's still with Martell after all these years. She's still not married. She's still hanging on. She's still not on the show. Uh, I mean, there could be some shade in there. Um, she also said that he told Martell, nobody else can be you, and none of us will be where we are without you. What? Don't that sound weird to y'all? Like, what? Was Maurice, what was this? Mhm. Was this before the alleged charges for the drinking and driving? Was it before that? Was the homecoming before, or was that same weekend? 'Cause I'm like, what kind of mess? I mean, like, when he said that to Martell, is he acknowledging Martell's role in the dynamics of that show, or is it some type of subtle shade because of all the controversy and stuff that's been surrounding Martell? And I mean, he could be trying to be shady because it seems like everybody's capitalizing off Martell's drama, but Martell at this point. Mhm. Just like everybody's capitalizing off, um, Arionne talking all the time, except for Arionne, but she been doing that for the longest. Ever since she started doing Instagrams and this and that, videos, putting up posts, blah, blah, blah. If you were a content creator, you know, during that time, I'm sure that was content. You hear me? Content. So, they both kinda silly when it comes to that, like, everybody else ends up capitalizing and they sitting there mad. Um, she said she feels like the Scots used, it sounds as though the Scots used Martell and that he was, used or whatever. But I mean, what is that about? Like, is she saying that he was vulnerable after the divorce? And because of all the public backlash he got and all the outrage from his storyline, is that her? I mean, I'm assuming she's trying to defend him, but at the same time, it seems like she's somewhat taking a jab at both of, at the Scots, which I don't put it past her because clearly her and Martell are beefing with Marceau at this point, which that whole dynamic is odd to me because how is it you beefed out with one brother and his wife, but the other brother and his wife not beefed out with you? Now I have my thoughts about that because, you know, I think Marceau is at the point where he's like he said, if you got something, put it out there, period. I don't give a damn no more. But I don't think Maurice is there. I think Maurice is over there like, hold on, time out, time out. And he over there like, put it in reverse, Terry. Don't put my shit out. Maurice over there like, listen, listen. That ninja might be okay with you putting out his stuff. And he might feel like he got his wife where he need her to be so that no matter what come out, she gonna be good. But I don't know about my situation. So back up off me. What you need me to do? Cause Maurice, I feel like Maurice doing everything he can to keep from anything coming out that's gonna make him look bad. And it's so funny to me because he sat on Carlos King's podcast and made those shots at Melody, insinuating that Melody was all consumed with public perception and what people thought about her and her image. And, sir, that would be you. That would be you. You are very concerned about your public image, your perception. That's why you had that meeting with her last week too, because you felt like she was disparaging you and messing up your reputation. So, yeah, that's pretty much pot meat kettle as far as being worried about public perception, right? So, yeah, I think he trying to keep his stuff under lock and key. He like, look, I don't know what you and Marcel got going on. I ain't getting in that. Just chill on me, dog. I think Maurice like, just chill on me. Back up off me. If you got smoke with that dude, he my brother and I love him. However, deal with your smoke with him. Don't bring it up me because it's crazy to see. This how I know that a lot of some of this stuff got to be for TV because in real life, I feel like niggas don't move like that. They be like, "No, you got beef with my brother. You got beef with me," type shit. But it seemed like Maurice on some different type of time, in my opinion. Okay, so anyway, um, she commented that Melody walks around, like she just that B word. She said the B word. Her resentment to Melody is crazy. Like she resents the fact that this woman has confidence. She resents the fact that this woman has a support system and she has, you know, um, all of this public, very public favor over her life. Like it's crazy. She hates the fact that Melody is out here thriving, that Melody did boss up after pretty much saying, here, take all this shit, filing bankruptcy, because he tried to file bankruptcy and leave that shit on her. And she was like, oh, hell no. So she filed too. And listen, she has bounced back 10 times over. What he say? God gonna always give you double for your trouble. Okay? So I really feel like it's eating her up that she was able to bounce back like that. Um, she said that there was that when they went out that night, they saw Tisha and Marceau at the club, but they didn't say nothing to him. What was they supposed to say? Y'all is beefed out. And I know it can't be no some of the beef probably is fake though, but some of it probably is serious. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? All right. But my whole thing is, well, the last thing she talked about was destiny. She said that basically destiny and her aren't like buddy buddy friends. Like they only come across each other because of Martell, yada yada. But she said that she thinks that there may be some truth to the rumors circulating that there's beef with Carlos and Melody because I don't know if Destiny told her or Martell told her, but someone made the comment that Melody feels like Carlos brought Destiny back to be the puppet master. What's interesting about that statement is that she actually used the word puppet master. Mhm. Don't nobody else be saying puppet master anytime about puppet master, but who? Melody Cherie. This goes back to what we've been saying all along, y'all. They watch Melody's every move. They watch what she posting. They watch what she doing. They watching her lives. They are obsessed with her and what she got going on and her success. Because I was like, how is she using the word puppet master? Girl, cut it out. And when I say them, I mean all of them. I mean whoever said it. Arionne, Destiny, Martell, whoever, one of them, or all of them. But either way it go, well, nobody saying nothing about no puppet master but Melody, which lets me know y'all was all over there on her shit, watching her shit. Yeah, I need all of y'all to find something else to do. Um, so Going back to Maurice's comment about Arionne and him saying that she's the most famous, unfamous person for not being on TV. I mean, that's gotta be like if you decipher that, that's gotta be some type of that's gotta be a compliment mixed in with the shade. But what kind of I don't know, like was he trying to encourage her? Is he trying to make her feel good about herself and good about the fact that she been around here? You know what I'm saying? 12 years chained to this man that still ain't married her and still ain't, brought none of the things to fruition that he promised her. Like, was that his way of trying to tell her, girl, you done hung in there? Or is that his way of insinuating that maybe, because y'all know I really believe the devil be in the details. The devil be in the details, y'all. Is this his way of maybe insinuating that she's been patient and now she finna be on the show? Now I know that's a long stretch. I know it's a long stretch. I'm just on here speculating, allegedly, in my opinion. I'm just throwing out stuff because that's just a weird comment to make. Um, at the end of the day, he could have just been being shaded all the way around. Okay. Who knows? I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. We just gonna have to wait and see. As far as the stuff with Martell, I'm still like, is he giving Martell his flowers? Or is he throwing shade at him too? Letting him know he's still messy. He still got all this drama going on. You know what I'm saying? But we've all became, you know, we've made off like bandits because of your foolishness. Okay? Like I said, everybody getting something out of the deal but them. Everybody else capitalizing, you know, but them. So you done fed everybody else's success except for your own, Martell. And that's why I go back and say, Martell needs to he needs a sabbatical. Him and Arionne need to go somewhere separate and figure out what they want to do with their life. Cause this ain't it. I don't think this is it. I don't think this is it. I don't think this need to be it. Um, as far as back to Arionne saying that she feels like he was used. I think she really do think they used him. I think she's starting to figure out, but I think she's starting to figure out that Martell is not as smart as she thought he was. That's what I think she's starting to figure out. Now, is that gonna help her? Hell no, because she's not the sharpest, you know, knife in the drawer either. So, they two peas in a pod. But I think she is figuring out that he's been manipulated a little bit by them Scots and at his own expense, though. Ain't nobody did nothing to him per se. If he had, some type of emotional intelligence and knew how to control himself, couldn't nobody have did nothing. But he set himself up for a lot of the stuff that happened to him because he didn't want to listen. So it is what it is. Um, and I definitely think she's frustrated that Melanie is out here winning and being successful, despite all this drama, despite all this chaos, despite everything that has happened, she's still being successful. And I definitely think that bothers her to her core because she's looking at Melody's life and she's saying, that's supposed to be my life. These are the things you promised me. Why do I not have those things yet? So I definitely think that's what's going on in her head. Um, and the Marcel and Tisha not speaking, y'all already know. I think it's deliberate shade, but I also want to know, even though Ariana isn't on the show, when her name, you know, whatever. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out if this is going towards some type of bigger narrative or some type of strategy or something. Um, you know, it's got to be something. You know what I mean? How much of this is really, how much of this is really mess and drama, and how much of this is them just putting on for the show? That's what I really want to know. How much of this is real and how much of this is just them doing what they need to do because they think that they're going to get some views or get some anticipation, get people anticipating certain things and they're doing it for the show. How much of it is that? That's what I really, 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 really want to know. Because I know that, you know, this show is notorious for that. And I feel like everybody at this point knows what they need to do to try to get a check. So, or to keep a check. So I'm just wondering, like, which way all this is finna go. But anyway, y'all drop down in these comments. Y'all let me know what y'all think about, you know, Mr. Maurice Martin Luther King Scott trying to give possibly some encouraging words to um the infamous side chick of the year and words of encouragement to Martell. I really feel like he need Martell to be quiet, which is why I feel like he bent over backwards to be accommodating, but that's just my opinion. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll talk to y'all on the next one. Amari.